Kipchumba Murkomen right now ukiwa na IG Kaja. Mnastahili kuwa sasa hivi mmeresign hizo viti zenu haraka upesi. Mnafaa kuwa mmesha resign hizo viti haraka upesi.
The president has one job. One, he may not give us jobs, education, or even roads. But the one thing that he must guarantee is the safety and security of every Kenyan. If that is too hard for him to do, then he must resign. You see, whispers from State House say that a number of people, especially those from the interior security docket, are going to lose their job over the mess at Ordeal. But the big question is it enough? Is firing your juniors, even though you're the one who called for the attack, enough?
Murkomen, CS, Haji, the DVP. Now, the DG. The one in charge of
DCI.
NIS or DCI. And the NIS fellas are all responsible.
Let's talk about it. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
I'll be telling the people of Kenya that attack was not just a normal attack. We now have the details. It was an assassination attempt sanctioned by William Ruto and executed by Murkomen.
According to reports carried by the Daily Nation, a 15-member team from Nairobi working with local youth were allegedly deployed to either intimidate or assassinate Rigathi Gachagua.
What happened in Ordeal is domestic terrorism.
Let that sink in. Not a rally, not a street protest, a place of worship. And the victims were not actually politicians. They were ordinary Kenyans. Women clutching children, elders struggling to escape the tear gas, and congregants running for their lives. I'm actually asking myself very deep questions. What kind of a dark-souled person would actually sit down, plan violence, and choose a church as the target place? Who decides that the collateral damage is acceptable as long as the target is political? Because this was not chaos. This was choreography.
And I want to invite the members of the National Security Council outside William Ruto, Kithure Kindiki, and Kipchumba Murkomen. Those three have stopped thinking, and they really don't care about the security of this country. I want to ask the Chief of Defense Forces, the IG, the Director General of NIS, to sit down President William Ruto and tell him that if Rigathi Gachagua is assassinated or injured, there will be turmoil in this country.
You see, Rigathi Gachagua is no longer the deputy president of this country, but they say that he is the ultimate king of the mountain. And that matters. Because of late, Mount Kenya has really been making the president salivate.
Yana mnafikiri mimi nitakuwa mjinga niwache watu wanipigia kura niende nitafutane na watu wa pumbavu? Neko wakana sivyo.
He knows that millions of votes are still at risk if he loses the mountain.
Na mimi sio mtu ambaye nimeharibu nafasi yenu. Mimi sijaharibu kura zenu. Mimi sijaharibu nafasi mmenipatia.
So, you can be sure that nothing happens there without the president knowing. Nothing.
Muliataka Rigathi Gachagua ACK pale Mwiki tukanyamaza. Juzi mkamtaka tena Kariobangi North pale PCA tukanyamaza. Hii ni ya tatu sasa. Jana Ordeal mkamwataki tena tukanyamaza. Hapana.
When the president was asked what happened in Nyeri, instead of accountability, we got deflection. Reports indicate that President William Ruto reached out to Anglican Archbishop, that is Jackson Olesapit, and the Bishop of ACK Mount Kenya West, claiming that he had no knowledge of any attack, that it was not planned by him, and that he was not aware. But Kenyans have heard that before. This is not new behavior. When land was grabbed in Nairobi, to be specific, the Western Hotel, the president said that it was not me who grabbed it, it was the sellers.
Tell me about the Western Hotel, which you own, which is worth an awful lot of money and which is sitting on illegally acquired land.
Not bought illegally. In fact, for the record, the National Land Commission has made a finding that Western was an innocent purchaser for value from somebody who got it illegally.
You see, we have a president who is not only a liar, but one who simply can't accept that he's wrong or like own up to a wrong. It was always, not me, it is that guy. You see, if the president truly didn't know, then something worse is being admitted, that we have a dysfunctional NIS, because according to Kioni, the intelligence agencies knew and they did nothing.
Hii Kenya tunajulikana dunia mzima. Hawezi panga jama kama hiyo bila watu kunusa. They knew. Why did they take action? I have just come from that side, by the way. I need to have that disclosure. I wasn't in Othaya, but I was in that neighborhood. And the word on the ground is that the people who did this are police officers from Muranga police station. None from Othaya. The officers of Othaya did not know, and there was no smell of such a thing happening in Othaya. And they are seated right inside the town. Hii kitu imepangwa kutoka juu.
So, by denying involvement, the president has not cleared himself. He has simply exposed his own system. Either he knew and he is lying, or his security chiefs knew and he is now blaming them. Either way, the leadership that day failed.
Police officers were recklessly shooting live bullets. It is evident that the goons who are throwing stones and carrying crude weapons were collaborating with the police in this attack.
Some say this was a psyop. Some say that it was staged. Some even say that it was meant to build Gachagua's profile. Others whisper that there's going to be a handshake in the future.
Rigathi amekuja kutucheza akili mimi na wewe. Sawa? Yeah, that's where my stupidity comes from. Anakudanganya kwa opposition nini. Rigathi is only making a way. Very good. We're paving a way for President William Ruto to rule for 2 terms. And if possible, 3.
Those theories miss the point, because regardless of the politics, women and children were hurt. This is not strategy. This is a state failure.
In a statement, the church wants Police Inspector General Douglas Kanja to swiftly act on abundant evidence online that captured individuals disembarking from police vehicles and charging towards the church as they fired live ammunition and discharged tear gas.
So, whether Gachagua was part of it or not does not matter. Security is not conditional. Protection is not selective. Leadership does not outsource responsibility. The Constitution places the safety of citizens squarely on the president. And on that Sunday, the state failed.
If anything happens to Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto, you will not have a country. Beginning with yourself.
Kenya cannot normalize political violence, not in the streets, not at rallies, and never inside a church.
This is not the country we've been wanting to build, and we've tried to build, literally brick by brick, for democracy, for good governance, to be a respectable nation amongst a community of nations.
If leaders can't guarantee safety in a place of worship, then where exactly are citizens safe? This was not just an attack on Gachagua. This was an attack on public order, on decency, on the idea that politics has limits. And silence, deflection, and blame shifting that followed may be even more dangerous than the violence itself. Subscribe.